Hello, everybody. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. Um, sure. I'm sorry. I know the notifications are not working. But how are you guys? I hope you guys are good. Hope you had a good day. First, I want to start by just saying that our thoughts and prayers are with the residents that have gone through this terrible, terrible disaster. Our thoughts, our prayers are, we're sending them all over to them. I mean, it's so sad how all of this happened. It's just not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. So, we are going to look into this. This is I am not stating anything as fact here. I will be expressing my right to free speech. So if you're not cool with that, you might want to change the channel. But yeah, so let's get started because I want to tell you right now this was not a natural disaster. This was a planned disaster, okay? In my opinion. Now, we're going to go over a bunch of stuff. So let's get started. So let's first look at the Simpsons, who we all know seem to have predicted things way before they happened. They seem to be able to do that sort of thing. So let's just take a look at this clip.
First off, I'd like to thank the good people at Chan Jin Smelting and Mining and Donuts and Tops for neutralizing our wonderful, deadly new lard lad.
Yeah, that's great.
They'll grow back. The time for mourning and blaming our mayors has passed. We will rebuild. We will rebuild.
We will rebuild. We will rebuild. We will rebuild.
We will rebuild. We will rebuild.
I guess there's only one man we can turn to.
So, I mean, can't really argue with that, can ya? All right. Yes, everybody, please take a second to hit that thumbs up if you have not done so already. Pretty ironic, though, in that clip where it points to the fire extinguisher store and it says it just closed yesterday. I mean, how crazy is it that the fire hydrants were empty and the officials would not let them use water to fight these fires? You live on a freaking island. You're surrounded by water, but you won't let residents use water to put out fires. You won't let anybody. I mean, they had blockades so people couldn't leave. I mean, this was completely insane. All right, let's go on to this next one. Oh, wait, I didn't want to start there. Hold on a second. That's not the right video. 1 second. I mean, just the stuff that they get, the stuff that is shown right to the people and that they get away with is freaking mind-blowing. Okay, yes, this is the one I wanted to start with. Funny how the fires seem to know where to stop, right? Just a random wildfire, but it drew a line and did not touch any of the millionaires' homes. Like Oprah's home's perfectly fine. The Obama's home, perfectly fine. These millionaires' homes, perfectly fine. But you know who's not fine? Everybody else. But the fire, this random, right, act of natural disaster, we're supposed to believe, just immediately stopped before it hit those big homes. I mean, and they put it right, like they literally think people are that stupid. Everything else completely torched. These houses right here, completely untouched. Crazy, right? I mean, that's a smart fire, man. Look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. Oh, but it's 100% natural, guys. Listen, all you people out there saying this ain't right. Listen, all you conspiracy nuts out there. There's nothing to see here. This is just coincidence that it didn't happen to hit any of the millionaires, any of the $1 million homes. It's just coincidence, guys. Stop it. Don't worry about it. C-E-W. That's all I'll say. C-E-W. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh, come on. The news don't tell you nothing. They have a script to follow. They have a script to do just like everybody else, All right, let's move on. And it really bothers me that, so everybody is saying that school was like canceled that day. It was canceled. Kids reported to school on the 8th, but the schools were closed and the children were all sent home. These people never had a chance. Never had a chance. Roads were blockaded in by police. There was no alarm, no siren. And I know somebody wanted to say, well, the sirens are only for tsunamis. So if they sounded the siren, then people would have ran uphill and ran right into the fire. Stop it. Do you realize how hot fire is? Like if you've ever been next to a huge bonfire, it is so freaking hot that you can't even get near that area. So don't tell me that people would have been running uphill and ran right into the fires because it's so hot they wouldn't have been able to get close enough. But that's the logic that they put out to the people. Listen, we care. But the reason that we didn't sound the alarm was because we didn't want people running into the flames. Please stop it. We are not that stupid. Okay. I did want to show you this, though. What do you guys think of this? Check this out.
If you don't believe in God, here's your chance. This is the fire ravage in Maui. Look around. There's one building left standing, the church. Push subscribe if you want to believe in God.
I mean, okay. Let's just keep it muted there for a second. Go back and let's just take a look.
If you don't believe in God, here's your chance.
Burnt, 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 burnt. Everything's burnt except that tree next to the church and the church building. Miracle? Act of God? What do you guys think? Hold on one second. Let me go over here. I mean, that you got it. The children were home. Their parents were working. Like, just nobody had a chance. I mean, this was, and if you guys, I don't know if you guys will remember this or not, and I had forgotten about it until Chad reminded me today. I think it was like a couple of years ago. The fire, the alarm, the siren system in Hawaii went off, and it warned everybody, you got 1 minute, hug your family, say your prayers, get right with God. And nothing happened, but it went off and nothing happened. And then when you have this kind of disaster happen and the siren doesn't go off, I mean, that's a huge sign, in my opinion. And I'm not trying, this is terrible for the families and the people, the residents. This is terrible. And the worst part is, thinking about how it might not have been a natural disaster, if you know what I'm saying. That's the worst part, is thinking that, like, it was done. It was done. That's all I'll say, because I'd like to keep this up, Yep. Okay, now let's move on. Yes, I'm actually going to bring that up, but thank you. Months ago, they did have a meeting. They were going to turn Hawaii into the first 15-minute city. And they were told that they couldn't do that because of the historical buildings in Maui, right? Because of these historical buildings. So what happens? You found a way around that by burning it all down. Burn down to start over. Exactly. It's so crazy. But Oprah, I mean, her house is fine.
Billionaire Oprah Winfrey has purchased 870 acres of land on the Hawaiian island of Maui. The media mogul shelled out just $6.6 million for the agricultural land in the Kula country, adding to her expansive portfolio that includes hundreds of acres in the Kula and Hana districts. Winfrey has been a part-time resident of Maui for many years, splitting her time between her $100 million Montecito mansion, properties in Chicago and Telluride, and her 163-acre home base in Hawaii. The billionaire worked with Biological Capital to plant fruit, vegetable, and herb gardens on her island estate, with an aim to bring more local produce to an area that mostly imports its food from the mainland. Winfrey is just the latest one-percenter to put down roots in Hawaii and add to mounting gentrification pressures for locals. Mark Zuckerberg and wife Priscilla Chan made headlines when they spent $53 million on several hundred acres on Kauai in 2014, shelling out an additional $120 million on subsequent expansions. Meanwhile, Jeff Bezos scooped up 14 acres on Maui in November 2021 for $78 million, and reportedly has locals worried as he continues to scout out additional estates. Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison owns 98% of the island of Lanai, enjoying a monopoly-like control as a landlord, boss, or both.
But all these 1%ers homes are fine. Fine. And now you got people trying to offer these people money to buy their land. I mean, they're sovereign to that land. I would be like, absolutely not. But I get it. Like, I mean, holy cow. It's so crazy, you guys. I feel so bad for the residents that live there, for the residents and families that this was done to. It's completely insane. Maui's emergency management chief, Herman Andaya, is the one who made the call to not set off warning sirens as the deadly inferno ravished. Instead, he chose to send out mobile and television alerts. Worthless considering that they didn't have any power. This man has zero experience in crisis management, and residents are rightfully furious with him. Today, he is still defending his decision to not activate the sirens. Why is he still employed? Very good question, right? Because he played his part. He did what they wanted him to do, not notify the people. No warning, no nothing. Let me just say hello to everybody that's in here. Thank you so much for joining us for our live. Thank you. Okay. Where's this next? I want to pull this up for you. Yeah, here's the realtors. Okay. Here's the people trying to buy their land. This is another version of the C scam. Create a disaster, then bring in a solution that results in a shift of more wealth to be wealthy. To the wealthy, my bad.
Long road ahead of us, and we're just trying to fundraise and make sure that the displaced families can go back home one day. There's a lot of real estate speculation happening right now that is really frustrating. And I just want to remind all you real estate investors around the world, like Lahaina is not for sale. Please don't reach out to these families and take advantage of them during the most devastating time of our lives.
You know, we just heard from our reporter and from a couple of women who say,
I mean, it's crazy because they're getting nonstop calls. We're hearing from people who are like the phone doesn't stop ringing. They're like, I want to buy your land. Like, you know, what's it going to take? I want that land. That, like, dude, we just had a freaking, we just lost everything, right? Our family members, like everybody, I mean, people are DEAD everywhere. And you jerk offs are calling trying to get our land from us. Like, what is wrong with you pieces of crap? For real. Right? God. Ugh.
They were upset about what tourists were doing. Now you're telling me that there are real estate investors reaching out to people about their property. What's going on exactly?
Yes, homeowners have been reached out by investors and realtors offering to buy their land. And this is disgusting. And we just want to make sure that people around the world understand our situation and know that Lahaina is not for sale. It is important that the multi-generational families that come from Lahaina get to continue to live in our hometown.
Let me ask you about Hawaii officials and the government.
Exactly. A land grab. That's exactly what's going on. And it's so freaking, dude. Don't, like, I would just be like, you do not want to show up at my house asking me to buy my land for sure. Okay. I'm actually fixing to pull that up. So let's see. All right. How is this possible? It's not. Let's look at these. Let's look at this. This is August 11th.
Can anyone truly explain how cars are incinerated in this type of way? That a natural fire can literally cremate every single thing in its supposed path. I've never seen anything like this in my life, and I'm genuinely asking a question to anyone that has any kind of knowledge or experience in firefighting or anything like these natural disasters. Is this a natural occurrence that this can possibly happen? Something that can look like an apocalypse came through, that something just literally incinerated everything in its path. Can someone please comment below? If you have experience in anything like this, have you ever seen anything like this?
I mean, it's so crazy. Yes, same exact thing. Where have we seen this before? Yes, thermal. D E W. I mean, come on, guys. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here in front of us. We're seeing it happen. All right, now, can we talk about this book that everybody's talking about? Okay. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Wrong page. That is the book, but no, that's not the page I want to bring up about the book. So give me 1 second. Here it is. Fire and Fury, Story of 2023 Maui Fire. Okay, by Dr. Miles Stones. Yep, sparks wild theories. Really? Okay, well, let's talk about this. The fires happened on the 8th. Okay, this was put out on the 16th, but the book itself, hold on, I'll tell you. Where the hell is it? Wait, I'm trying to find out when the book hit Amazon. I thought it said it in here. Anyway, let's just say, okay, let's just say it's the 16th. All right. You cannot write a book, have it edited, have it published in 8 days. It's impossible. So you guys tell me that this was not a plansaster. Tell me. Because they already had a book about it, which is all, by the way, is all about pushing climate change. 8 days, you expect us to believe that a book was written, edited, illustrated, and published in 8 days. But that's how stupid they think that we are. It's nonsense. Okay. That's what I'm saying to you guys. They literally can't, like, they don't even hide it. They just think we're that dumbed down and we're that stupid. And unfortunately, a lot of people are. A lot of people are that dumb and that brainwashed. And they will just believe what they're told. You don't put any critical thinking in. You don't put any logical thinking into it. You just believe what you're told. And it makes no sense whatsoever. There's no way. Okay, here's the book. Come on. The story of the 2023 Maui fire and its implications for climate change. Plansaster. Plansaster, guys. It's a freaking plansaster. I'm telling you. You're hearing it here, and I don't care. All right. Now, let me pull this up. Oh, here's more. Yeah, here's the one about, okay, let me read this to you, okay? Oh, shit. Yep, look. It was published on August 10th. Published on August 10th. So it only took 2 days to write that book, edit it, and get it published. That's unheard of. That does not happen. I mean, holy crap. Get real, please. All right. Now let me pull this back up. That's what I wanted to pull up. Okay. I've obtained new footage from Maui Fire Ground Zero that shows Hawaii police officers shutting down a citizen donation center for victims of the fires. The officer says, not knowing that he is being recorded, that the powers that be are responsible. Maui is a small series of islands with a population of only about 165,000. Of those individuals, most of them are very wealthy, and a lot of them are celebrities. They do not want any poor people or locals living there anymore. It's obvious they are trying to drive them out with crazy insurance rates, poor treatment, and plansasters. So let's listen to this video. Now, keep in mind that this cop is pulling up to a citizen donation center, okay? Let me mute myself. Well, it's quick. Okay.
I've just been informed that we are shutting down this placard distribution as of now. Please, there are powers that be. I'm not sure of the reasoning. All I know is the order has come down to shut down the distribution of these placards. All right.
You want to tell me again that it's that, you know, they're there to help the people? The powers that be said we have to shut this citizen donation center down. Well, the government's not coming in to give them, to help them. Biden could care less. No comment. I'm not going to talk about that at this time. He's on vacation right now in Lake Tahoe, Biden, on the beach, not doing a damn thing for anybody in Maui. And they're shutting these citizens down that are trying to help each other because the powers that be say so. It's insane, you guys. Insane. Oh, yes. J-Dub, that's what I'm saying. Direct, that's what I'm saying. DEWs. Maui native describes harrowing scene amid fire, like a bomb went off. Bodies on the rocks on the beach, bodies in the car, pets, cats, dogs, just all burnt right in the middle of the road.
It's the end of all of it. It's gone. It's like a bomb went off.
After more than 220 years, this is all that's left of Lahaina, the former capital of the Hawaiian Kingdom and a cultural hotspot on Maui. More than 100 people were killed when a wildfire raged through the town last week, blanketing the tropical paradise in a dark shroud of flames and smoke.
Dead bodies on the rocks on the beach, bodies in the car. There was a kid underneath a car on Front Street. Looked like his dad was trying to protect him, but they just was burnt. pets, cats, dogs, just all burnt right in the middle of the road. And then before the fire even got to this side, there were people running towards our house. Like their hair looked like it just got burned. Their face was all black.
The fire that swept through Lahaina is now the deadliest natural disaster in Hawaii's history. Officials say it could cost more than $5.5 billion for Maui to rebuild, and for all the lifelong residents who lost friends and family in the blaze. There's no way to ever truly recover what they've lost.
I mean, how heartbreaking is that? It's so sad, and the fact that the powers that be just continue to get away with everything that they do to the population, to the people, is sickening. It is so, it is so overdue for that to just be done and over. All right. Let me pull this up.
The Silver Beat narrative that positions West Maui Land Company as having done all that they could to stop the fire is inaccurate and fails to recognize that it has been the actions of West Maui Land and other corporations who have turned Lahaina into an arid desert-like landscape, primed for a fire disaster that we are now dealing with. We need to set the record straight. To clarify, the truth of the matter is that West Maui Land's reservoirs in Launiopoko couldn't be used by the Maui Fire Department for firefighting in Lahaina anyway. They are not connected to their hydrants, and no helicopters were flying that day because of the high winds. Lahaina water is from the county water system. Most egregiously, West Maui Land Company had time to prepare and other options. Our historical record of Lahaina recounts a lush, well-tended agricultural complex with abundant water, a food forest, and fish pond aquaculture. After Western contact and the onset of colonization, this changed. The population of Native people dropped drastically by 50% in less than 40 years as a result of Western introduced diseases. The population continued to dwindle, dropping by a total 90% 100 years after first Western contact. This population decrease resulted in a loss of workforce, which left the vast agricultural systems developed over centuries untended. Western settlers capitalized on this vacuum that was created. For the next 150 plus years, until today, natural water flows have been disrupted and diverted for corporate interests. Lands have been deforested and foreign species introduced, all in the interest of profit. The narrative that this fire could have been stopped by an entity who has created the fuel for over a century is hypocrisy, and it is wrong. We are setting the record straight. In traditional times, this area had a high concentration of people. Outsiders marveled at how Kanaka cultivated their soil with so much economy and remarked how it surpassed anything of the kind they had ever seen before. One British captain called Lahaina the Venice of the Pacific. Kaka'alaneo was one of Lahaina's most famous chiefs who co-ruled over West Maui with his brother Kaka'e. They lived and held court in Lahaina. Kaka'alaneo is said to have planted in Lahaina a great grove of breadfruit and kukui trees as well. This grove is what is referred to in the famous Olelo No'eau, the Lahaina honorific saying for Lahaina, Halau Lahaina, Malu Ika Ulu. Kaka'alaneo's daughter, Vau, is credited for having initiated the building or credited for building the Awai system. This Awai system fed the area's many lo'i. Lahaina had housed a complex of 7 spring-fed fish ponds above Lahaina. Sits Pu'ukukui, one of the wettest places on earth. When colonizers raised native forests to make room for plantations, they diverted the water and dried the area out. Foreigners also brought new plants, invasive trees, species like fountain and guinea grasses, which have evolved to burn. This catastrophic fire was grass-fed. Water management and control remains largely in the hands of West Maui Land Company, which have hoarded resources, still diverting water from this area to water bank, even though the plantation is no longer in operation. Instead, these lands and water are now being used to push mass development and prioritize the tourism-dependent economy. While some residents at times have had to ration water, hotels and development pump it into lawns, golf courses, and pools. These large landowners of former plantation fields must be held at a higher standard. They must take preventative measures and prioritize agriculture to avoid future fires and catastrophic events. This issue is super complex and mirrored in plantation disaster politics and capitalism. And one of the largest corporations that have benefited from displacing Kama'aina is exploiting it. West Maui Land Company is using this as a new opportunity to continue their reign at a time when the community is devastated. This historical context of water theft and poor planning and the ongoing exploitation for mass development by corporations like West Maui Land Company is important to include in any analysis of this disaster. We will not allow these and other corporations to exploit this devastation in the rebuilding of our hometown, Lahaina. The rebuilding of Lahaina means restoring our native forestry, revitalizing our traditional lifeways, and building with and for the community. It's a time to ensure that those who have benefited from the bounty of Malu'ulu'olele on the back of the people of this place to follow the rules that ensure bounty of our island home. At this time of grieving, Ola ika Malu'ulu'olele. Lahaina is abundant and will return to her glory. E ho'i ka nani I Lahaina.
Yeah. I mean, oh my gosh. And you got people calling you nonstop talking about, I want to buy your land. I want to buy this land. I'll offer you this amount of money. I mean, this is their, they own this land. Why would they do that? But they're feeling so pressured right now. And they're like, it's going to cost you millions to rebuild. And if people don't want to give them money to help them rebuild, what are they going to do? Honestly, like this is devastating. And I'm sorry, guys. I had to walk away for a minute. Somebody was at the door and oh my God, it's a freaking disaster. I had a server at the door serving papers. Now I can't. I got to get back refocused into this. Okay. Sorry. Okay, give me. All right, let me pull this next piece up for you guys. This senior resident from Hawaii is enraged and tells what he thinks is wrong with the whole situation regarding the fires.
No nothing for us anymore in the ocean except sunscreen. So let us get back to our island. We can survive. If the United States government don't help us, maybe Japan going to love Hawaii. Maybe one other country, but if they can freaking take care of Ukraine, okay? $40 billion go to Ukraine. Fucking shit ain't coming to us. What the fuck? My tax paying money for 60 fucking years don't mean shit. But they will take care of Ukraine, 40 fucking billion. But nobody's still here to take care of us. We're suffering. All this shit we gotta do on our own. Now they come. Oh no, we like political. Oh, FEMA coming, Red Cross coming. None of these caravans can come in. or political. When I hear you guys talk, I like mention some names. I don't more love for you guys. You guys full of shit. You guys reading something off on paper. I never feel sincerity or emotion. But my sister died. The first picture they saw of somebody dead was rough. Oh shit.
Oh my God. I forgot to unmute that. I'm over here talking to myself. I completely agree with that man 100%. Absolutely. Okay. I don't want to say his name wrong, but Kaleo Manuel, the Obama Foundation. He is the deputy director of the state of Hawaii's Commission on Water Resource Management. He believes that ancient wisdom. Well, I'll pull up that video. I actually have that video. Right here. I'll just use this one.
The commission.
The official who refused to release water in Maui, contributing to the a few minutes ago, a little while ago, it was 111 deaths. 111. Hawaiian studies major, he prefers a traditional holistic one water approach where water is saved but not used. But I mean, listen, you got a fire here.
Is responsible per our authorizing statute to protect and manage all water resources in the state. One water is like looking at it from a holistic system perspective, and that's not any different than how Hawaiians traditionally manage water. You know, in essence, Native Hawaiians treated water as one of the earthly manifestations of Adad and Akua Kane, and so that reverence for a resource and that reciprocity in relationship was something that was really, really important to our worldview and well-being, right? And living in an island isolated from other civilizations. And so I think where it shifted to today or over time is that we've become used to looking at water as like something which we use and not necessarily something that we revere as that thing that gives us life, right? I mean, to me, it's a shift in value set. And, if we can start to really look at how we as humans in an island can reconnect to that traditional value set. So really my motto is always like, let water connect us and not divide us. Like we can share it, but it requires true conversations about equity.
Freaking idiot. Okay. Now it makes sense why they went after Hawaii. A treaty of annexation was never signed between the Hawaiian Kingdom and the U.S. No treaty equals no state of Hawaii. The state of Hawaii government, established by an act of Congress, is a usurpation of sovereignty during occupation, therefore not only illegal, but constitutes a war crime. Crazy. This was a handshake agreement for the missionaries to take over the land and call it America. Nothing was actually signed. The fire massacre tells me something big was in play, and Hawaii's version of 911 hit to prevent/delay something. This says, correction, between Hawaiian Kingdom and the USA, when the USA Inc. ceased to exist, so did the treaty. Therefore, the new independent nation of Hawaii, who has zero military and zero ability to protect and defend itself, was attacked. Yeah. Okay. Maui Pro Surfer talks about the volunteer army that has stepped up to provide supplies for the community. I haven't seen one state, county, or federal official at any of the donation hubs where people are most suffering. Of course not.
For some of us, we were kind of sitting back waiting for help to arrive, and then nothing was sort of happening. We were just in shock.
But what was that tipping point for you when you realized government is not going to be able to respond the way locals can?
So when I started getting texts and messages from friends on the other side saying, hey, no one is here. Do you know anyone you can call? Can you help us? And it started off with really being boots on the ground. Okay, let's get the jet skis. Let's get the boats. Let's call friends who fly commercial aircraft and see if we can charter a plane. We just took it upon ourselves like, okay, we could probably do a full day to hold our friends and family over before the caravan arrives with everything. And it was just like day after day. Where are they? I haven't seen one state, one county, one federal official at any one of the donation hubs where people are most suffering. People are sleeping in their cars. People are asking for specific items now.
What does it look like if these places that are hard to get to for the public and you've been able to get to, the distribution centers, what are they like?
It's pretty remarkable seeing communities come together. I mean, these distribution centers, some of them are very chaotic because they're bringing in supplies from the ocean. There's also some very well organized areas. And you can tell everyone's trying to accomplish the same thing.
So the federal government says they're here. FEMA says they're here. Small Business Administration, the National Guard. There's been a response from Maui County, from the governor. It's very hard for anyone sitting where I'm sitting as a journalist to evaluate the response because it's closed to the public in Lahaina.
As soon as you go to the west side, all of a sudden you're like, wow, why do I feel like I'm in a third world country right now? You could go to any one of those hubs on the west side of the island and you can ask everyone there. And they'll be like, oh, we haven't seen anyone. No one came to talk to us. No one's come to assist. I wonder if the state, county, they believe we're doing such a good job, they don't need to step in. But a lot of these volunteers have been going all day, all night for 5-6 days now and are exhausted and are waiting for a handoff or at least a break. The Hawaiian people, the locals that have lived here, they just always feel like they're the last to be thought of. And they're like the foundation of it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I heard that they were actually confiscating everything because they wouldn't let anything go in before FEMA or the government got there. But I can't confirm that 100%. So it's just something I heard. Okay. All right, Siren Fast Facts. Hawaii has Okay, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me right now? Dude, my whole computer, everything just completely shut off. It shut down. It's plugged in and everything. Everything just went shoo and powered down. Like it just went black. The whole computer was off. I had to turn it on. And then I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to start this live all over again. Like I'm going to have to go back in and do like a part 2. But it came right back on. How freaking weird is that? My gosh. It shut everything down. That was so bizarre. Okay, I'm telling you, today is not the day. Okay. Now let me pull that back up. That was crazy. Now I gotta find it. Okay. Try this again. Hawaii has the largest single integrated outdoor siren warning system for public safety in the world. The all-hazard siren system can be used for a variety of both natural and human-caused events, including tsunamis, hurricanes, dam breaches, flooding, wildfires, volcanic eruptions, terrorist threats, hazardous material incidents, and more. The siren's output is 121 decibels and propagate with a manufacturer radius of 3,400 feet. This range may vary due to environmental and surrounding physical conditions. The sirens are battery powered and use a photovoltaic charging system. The sirens are one part of the larger Hawaii's statewide alert and warning system, SAWS, which includes FEMA's integrated public alert and warning systems, which use both the emergency alert system and wireless emergency alerts to alert the public. The sirens, along with the EAS, are tested on the first business day of each month in collaboration with county emergency management, civil defense agencies, and local radio, TV, cable broadcast partners. When a siren tone is heard, other than a scheduled test, tune into local radio, TV, cable stations for emergency information and instructions by official authorities. If you are in a low-lying area near the coastline, evacuate to higher grounds, inland or vertically to the 4th floor and higher of a concrete building. Alerts may also come in form of a wireless emergency alert. So tell me again, why didn't they sound the alarm? Why didn't they warn any of their residents? I guess so, Rebecca, because that was insane. I've never had that happen. Like I've had my lives just for some reason go out before. I've never had my entire system shut down. Like that was so crazy. All right, I wanted to read this to you guys. Hawaiian updates. I just got out of a meeting where I was informed by someone in the mayor's office about developments that are being kept from the public. I am not a CT, and I don't want to make trouble, but here's what I've heard. The amount of fatalities is expected to be more than 500, but less than 1,000. Many of the fatalities would be children who were at home because they canceled school, parents were working, and were not there to evacuate the children. The children had no idea they needed to leave, and by the time they noticed their homes or apartments were on fire, it was too late. The government is worried about how we will react when we learn that the fire department left the fire earlier in the day and claimed it was 100% contained, knowing that the winds were expected to be 70 miles per hour by the afternoon. This is against all fire protocols. The fire department should not have left the original fire unattended. They are scared that the public calls for accountability will be more than they can control and protests and riots will occur. They plan to lock down for several months. It will take months to clean up the hazardous and environmental contamination. They won't have enough housing for all the displaced. There were 2,000 folks unaccounted for this morning. They found 700 today, but there are still 1,300 missing. They are very worried that the community is going to freak out when they find out how not a single fire truck responded to the sinister. The emergency sirens were not activated, and the loss of life could have been kept down by better emergency management, which utterly failed. I am not trying to make waves or stir up problems, but I was so angry and sad when I found out how many children are gone that I knew I had to post this and let everyone know what I have learned. It's time for our officials to stand up, to tell the truth, to face the music. They failed, you guys. Our government is full of incompetent nepotism. Whistleblower. Insane. Okay. Now, this was the 16th. So yesterday.
Chaotic day with resources pulled.
Oh my God, come on.
A timeline of eyewitness accounts and official alerts from the start of the Maui wildfires show a chaotic day with resources pulled thin while it was a red flag fire risk forecast day.
The Maui Emergency Management Agency knew last week could get dangerous fast. August 7th, warning its Civic Alert subscribers and followers on social media about extreme high wind conditions ahead that could topple power poles and lines. The National Weather Service and KHON2 News had also put out red flag warnings in statewide weather broadcasts ahead of that. On Tuesday, August 8th, the worst predictions started to manifest. 3:45 a.m., upcountry fire evacuation set in. First on Auli'i Drive and then Hanamu Road. At 6:22 a.m., power poles started to topple in high winds in Lahaina, closing Honoapi'ilani Highway near Front Street. This won't be the first road blocked by toppled poles and lines. Then the spark. 6:40 a.m. This eyewitness near Lahaina Luna goes live on Facebook near Kelawea when he sees the first flickers of the Lahaina fire.
Hey, heads up, the line is live on the ground right there. I send my family away already. Thank you.
He tells the news it lit up in an instant.
As soon as I hear the pop, all I heard is like electrical, like this is going on the ground there. Look, there's the power line right there. And it landed in a bigger pile of dry grass that just ignited.
At 6:40 in the morning, evacuations start near Lahaina Intermediate. Then 7:03, a road closure near there for fire. 8:19, Honoapi'ilani closed near Aholo. More downed poles. A sigh of relief when just before 10 a.m., the county declares the Lahaina fire 100% contained, reopening Lahaina Luna Road after noon. But the trouble wasn't over. 2 o'clock, another road closure, Honoapi'ilani near Lahaina Luna. Then upcountry turns for the worst. 3:20 p.m., Pi'iholo and Olinda under evacuation. Another road closure, 3:25 on Haleakala Highway. Meanwhile, back in Lahaina, winds whip into a frenzy. Road closed at 3:38 p.m., Lahaina Luna near Honoapi'ilani and the bypass. MEMA alerts again, 3:39 high wind, 3:40 red flag conditions. Just as the upcountry fire spreads. 3:50 p.m., Kulalani is evacuated on county alerts and by the first statewide Emergency Alert System, or EAS, broadcast at 4:04 p.m. Shortly after that, another statewide EAS at 4:16 p.m., announcing an evacuation of Lahaina's Kelawea area, right near where the first sparks flew.
Battalion chief that was in the EOC, that their crews are being overrun. And so at that point, we sent out evacuation notices.
4:45 p.m., the county on social media tells West Side residents to shelter in place. But again, what seemed to be a pause in the threat when at 5:20 p.m., the county announces access in and out of Lahaina reopen on social media. Yet 18 minutes later, 5:38 p.m., witness video of fire near Paunau, 5:54 near Front Street.
Had we sounded the siren that night, we're afraid that people would have gone Malka. And if that was the case, then they would have gone into the fire. And so that is the reason why our protocol has been to use WEA and EAS. By the way, I should also note that there are no sirens Malka or on the mountainside where the fire was spreading down.
Down to Lahaina, where before dusk, Front Street is engulfed. People in desperation flee into the ocean. Roads blocked by poles and wires toppled throughout the day, penning so many in the impact zone.
So crazy. That guy is a professional cover escapes, but the harder they hit, the harder we fight. Yep. Oh, that's cute. And then with this. I like it. That's cute. Love you. Okay. Let me go over here. Maui official defends his decision not to activate sirens amid wildfires. I do not regret it.
We'll take the next question here.
You. Jonathan Vigliotti with CBS News. This question is for Mr. Andaya. You made the decision not to sound the sirens, which could have saved many lives. Now there are questions about your lack of experience, that you only took online courses for disaster relief, no in the field experience. Do you regret your decision? And have you considered handing over the reins to somebody with more experience?
So the question is around sirens as it relates to the disaster. And the question is for Herman.
So the news story talks about how I didn't have experience before taking on a job, and that's not true. Before taking on a job, I was a member of the cabinet. I was deputy director of the Department of Housing and Human Concerns, as well as the mayor's chief of staff for 11 years. And so during that time, I was I oftentimes report to the emergency operations centers, and I have done this on numerous occasions. Also during that time, we went through numerous trainings as well. And so to say that I am not qualified, I think is incorrect. In addition to that, when I applied for this position, which is, by the way, a civil service position, I went through a very arduous process, and I was vetted, had to take a civil service exam. I was interviewed by seasoned emergency managers, and they all deemed me qualified. In fact, I was selected. So that's.
Do you regret not sounding the sirens?
I do not. And the reason why, and
so many people said they could have been saved if they had time to escape. Had a siren gone off, they would have known that there was a crisis emerging. And as we know, so many bodies were found in the ground as the flames caught their heels.
Give you the answer,
I do, but I want to get it out there.
Let him finish his
I'm
answer.
sorry. There's a lot of people
Well, you're talking,
who want
you're not letting him
answers.
talk. If you want to talk, come up here.
I'm ready for the answer.
Then wait.
the sirens, as I mentioned earlier, is used primarily for tsunamis. And that's the reason why many of them are found, almost all of them are found on the coastline. The public is trained to seek higher ground in the event that the siren is sounded. In fact, on the website of the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, the following guideline is provided. If you are in a low-lying area near the coastline, evacuate to high grounds, inland or vertically to the fourth floor and higher of a concrete building. Alerts may also come in the form of a wireless emergency alert. Had we sounded the siren that night, we're afraid that people would have gone Malka. And if that was the case, then they would have gone into the fire. And so that is the reason why our protocol has been to use WEA and EAS. By the way, I should also note that there are no sirens Malka or on the mountainside where the fire was spreading down. So even if we sounded the siren, it would not have saved those people on the mountainside, Malka.
President Biden is at Camp David.
Crazy. For crazy. Even if we did, it wouldn't have saved those people over there. Stop it. Yep, that's sickening. Okay.
Realtors, people in the real estate industry are calling your family and your friends who have lost everything to buy their plots of land.
It is disgusting. We have real estate investors and speculators going around calling our victims, offering to give them cash and buy their property. It is disgusting. It's a land grab. And I know that our Lahaina community, we are resilient and we will do whatever it takes to protect Lahaina.
And that's one of the big concerns as they search for the missing and the dead, is that Lahaina doesn't lose its spirit, right? That people from the outside don't come and rebuild and turn it into a tourist mecca.
We've already been displaced enough, and we want to have a seat at the table in rebuilding Lahaina and ensuring that the rich cultural history of Lahaina is protected and that the multi-generational families get to come back home.
Realtors, people in the real estate industry are calling your family and your friends who have lost everything to buy their plots of land.
It is disgusting. We have real estate investors and speculators going around calling our victims.
Yeah. There's no compassion. There's no empathy. There's no anything for what these people went through. And it's so disheartening. Maui residents confront Chief Officer John Pelletier, demanding for answers and accountability for the inadequate disaster response.
Maybe it's different for you because you're just not here, huh? So it's not the same. It's not the same. No comment? You have to look up on photo.
No comment right now, guys.
No comment?
Yeah.
I'm not talking to the chief, sir. Yeah. Why doesn't he want to speak to the people? Only to a camera.
You can even statement here.
No, we called up. We've been looking for him. I thought I could do Top Story Tuesdays all over the island.
He's completely ignoring them, won't even speak to them. Like, what a POS.
Can you explain photo to me again, sir, in Aloha? I'd love to hear it from you. Why are you shaking your head? Why are you shaking your head, sir? You don't want to answer, huh? Okay.
We'll talk to you another time, guys.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you another time, guys. We'll talk to you another time, guys.
Shocking. Well, you're not from...
Ugh. I don't believe they will either. I don't believe that they will. The people that were taken out, I don't think they'll let them rebuild. They're already trying to do a land grab, and I think they will come up with another way if people don't agree to sell, that they will just rip the land from these people illegally. Because they can do anything they want. And nobody can do a damn thing about it. Okay, let me... Okay, what? Okay, I don't know why that's there. Hold on, you guys. My bad. Okay, yeah, I wanted to show you guys this. Look at this. Let me pull this up. Look at this. There are burned down houses in between perfectly green trees. that have never, did not go through a fire. How crazy is that? Burnt down, perfectly good tree. Right in between the tree line. They hit all these houses. Why? Wildfires do not do that. But you know what does? DEWs. You know, whatever. Say what you want. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to, go do the research yourself. I'm not going to try to convince you of anything, but you can see it for yourself. Insane. It's completely crazy. Look at that. That's not natural. I will sit here and say do all day long because there's no other logical explanation. None. All right, you guys. Oh, Oprah. Oprah's got plans. She's got plans to rebuild back Maui. Of course she does. What a EVIL woman this is right here, y'all. That is the second time that happened to me. Everything just went down again. And this time it was unplugged. I mean, this is crazy. This is obviously something that they do not want me talking about. This is obviously something they don't want anybody hearing. So, I mean, do with it what you will. That is ridiculous. That is the second time during this live that everything is completely shut down. Oh my God. Oy. All right, let me try this for the third time. Dude, if it happens again, I don't know. Like, this is insane. Again, mama. It just shut completely down again. Like, that is freaking crazy.
And at some point, I will make a major donation after all of the smoke and ashes have settled here, and we figure
Yep.
out what the
Here we
rebuilding is
go.
going to look like. This is going to be a
If this is not a sign to tell you guys, I mean, this is just like, if it happens to me again, I'm gonna have to walk
long and
away
difficult
because
process.
I'm not dealing with this. This is crazy.
But meanwhile,
And I wanted to share some local updates, shocking or maybe not. Did you hear about the fires? Did you hear that the government of Hawaii states their goal is to rebuild and make the entire island of Maui the first smart island? They want the entire island governed by AI. It's outlined in the Hawaii Digital Government Summit of 2023 that they plan to host next month on September 25th, 2023 on Maui. Wow. Now they're going to come to the rescue for this horrible problem. And last January in 2023, there was a smart city conference in Maui to turn Maui again into the smart city island.
Yes.
Pushing everything electric, making 15-minute smart cities. And there was also a contract last year to build a high-rise condo complex and businesses in Lahaina, which was a historic town that couldn't have any new development in this area. But now it's demolished. So now I guess they have to.
This is crazy. And my computer, because I had it plugged in the whole entire time, and now I unplugged it the last time it shut off. When it shut down on me, I unplugged it, and then it was completely full battery. Then it just shut off on me now, and now my battery is completely dead. Like, what the hell is happening? Yeah, TMF. I know, INR. But you guys, this is crazy. Okay. Okay, I didn't want to have to do this, but I mean, this is just not, this is not going the way that I planned. It's already shut down on me twice, and now it's like giving me all kinds of problems. Now my battery is completely drained. Like, what makes that happen? It was just full the last time my computer shut off. This makes no sense to me. But it's obviously something they don't want me talking about, and they don't want you guys listening to. So do me a favor and share this video. And if you share this video, please come back to my channel and make sure you're still subscribed, because it seems to be anybody sharing my videos gets unsubscribed from me. So I'm not really sure why that is. But yeah, so earlier in the live, when I typed in the chat that I would be right back, I had to go answer the door. And we just got really messed up, real bad news, for us and our family. So I tried to, do this, and then everything kept going wrong. So I'm going to end this one here. If everything, I mean, I don't know, I'll try to keep you guys updated, on what's going on, but it might be, I don't know. I don't even want to say anything because I don't know really what's going to happen. So I'm going to end this one here. Please hit the thumbs up for me. Please consider subbing to the channel and showing the channel some love. It's free to subscribe. And anybody who wants to do anything extra, the links are all down in the description below. After the papers we just got delivered and the news we just got, we are definitely going to need some help. And you know what? I know people don't like people who ask for help, but you know what? Sometimes people are in desperate situations and they need help, and they need, sympathy and compassion just like anybody else. So try not to be jerks. you know, try to be nice and, you know, try to help other people. Try to be there for others. Try to, you know, do what you can to help anybody that may need it or anybody that may be going through a hard time. And again, my heart, my thoughts, my prayers go out to the residents in Maui that are dealing with all this craziness. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. Keep spreading that light. I will see you guys next time. I love you guys. Thank you for all of your support and everything you guys have done. It's very much appreciated. Bye, guys. I hope to see you again soon.